Hello everyone. So here we are going to talk about the Unit 5. The topic is the Geospatial Web Services. So here is the outline for this unit. First of all, we are going to talk about the need for web services, and then after that, we will talk about what exactly is the web service and what other characteristics of the web service. And then after that, we are going to talk about one famous term, which is called SOA, the Service-Oriented Architecture, which is one of the popular type of the architecture, and which is also pretty common nowadays. And later on, we are going to talk about the different types of the web services. And two popular types are the SOAP, SOAP, and also REST. And so basically, the SOAP is the older generation of the web service type, and the REST is currently most famous one that is pretty common nowadays. And after that, we are going to talk about the web services in terms of the geospatial web and what are the different types of them, and then what are the, you can say, the existing resources that we could find. And after that, finally, we are going to talk about the web service optimization in terms of different characteristics of the web service. So first of all, what's the need for having a web service? So as we mentioned before, in terms of the WebGIS architecture, so we have the three-tier architecture. So the data tier, application logic tier, and also the presentation tier. So from the presentation tier, we have the web clients by using web browser, desktop, or some mobile phone devices, and then we can send requests to web services on the web server, and the web services could communicate with the database to retrieve or update some data, to manage some of the data in the database. And then after that, the web service will return HTTP response to the web client, and web client can present it in the way that's the application designed. So as you can see from this architecture, the middle part, which is the, you can say, kind of like the brain to WebGIS application, is the web service, or they are the web services located on the web server. So let's go back to like older age. So to review the first WebGIS system. So if you still remember, the first WebGIS system is the Xerox Park Map Viewer, which was proposed or presented in 1993. So as you can see from this map viewer, the first version of the WebGIS, you can see the map over here, and then you will see a web page actually. You will see a web page, and then on this web page, you will have a map over there, and then you have several hyperlinks to like interact with the web server, and then to retrieve a new map. And so every time when you click on a certain hyperlink over here, then the new map the new HTML will return, and with the new map returned as well. So in general, every time when you want to retrieve a new map, then the user need to use the whole web page, and then every time when you receive a new map, is also embedded in that web page. And so basically, this type of the first generation of the WebGIS is basically like a standalone website. It's like a website instead of a web service. So the server and also the client, they are tightly coupled or tightly integrated with each other. So if you want to get the new information, then you need to use the client application that they proposed. And so this type of system is what we call the website instead of the web service that we are going to introduce later. So as you can see, all those spatial visualization, such as those maps and also the query functions, they are provided only available to the client application, the web page that the user sees on their web browser. And that also means that if you want to access the map or the query functions, you cannot use other you can say you cannot use other ways to retrieve or invoke those functionalities. So the problem of this type of website is that it cannot be reused and also integrated in other information system. So if you want to retrieve if you want to utilize the resources that websites provides, then you can only use the website that they are using, or the website and also the client application that they provide to the users. So in this case, one of the problem, like I mentioned earlier, the websites, they are basically like a tightly coupled or tightly integrated client and server architecture. So whatever that you can see on your screen is defined and supported only by the web server, or you can say the website server that created by the developers. And the database is also tightly coupled or integrated with the server, so it's pretty inflexible to change. So right now, for a client point of view, you cannot change anything on this web client. You can only receive, or you can say you can only read whatever the developer provided to you. So if the developer wants to change anything, the client and server and also the database, they need to like collaborate with each other so that you can do some slight change to the client application. So it's basically this problem is that the client and server, they are basically like very tightly integrated, and then they are not defined to be reused. The resources for inside the websites, they are not designed to be reused. Okay, so and then the next thing that we are going to talk about is another problem, or you can say to further strengthen the problem of these like website type of application. So if you have the websites, then basically each of the website, they are the isolated systems, and the resources inside those isolated systems, they are difficult to be reused or integrated into other system. So as you can see, for example, if we have two systems and then they are tightly integrated inside their systems, then in this case, the resources that you have on these two systems, they are not designed to be reused. Either like the resource interchange or information interchange between the web servers, or the providing the resources that the servers has to other clients. For example, as you can like try to imagine, for example, the system A provides a map service and map server. It has a map that provided on their client application. But however, that map cannot be directly provided and only provides the map to another client to reuse the information or the resource that this system A server has. And maybe the system B, it has other information, for example, the distribution of the animal, or you can say the location of the rental house, or they have some POIs. Then if they are the website form, then in this case, those information can only be used in their client application, and those information cannot be like transmitted to other client for the reuse. Okay, so basically that's the problem of you can say early generation of the web, which are the websites which are the problem for the websites. So in this case, in the late 1990s, some big organizations or big companies like Microsoft, some microsystems, Oracle, IBM, and also the World Wide Web Consortium, they recognize this website problem, and they try to focus on the web-based integration and reusable components. So at the end, it results in a new generation of the web technology, which is called the web services.